Are you in the market for a new backpack in 2025?
Meet my new favorite backpack, the Initial Acsent 5K. I started testing this backpack in the fall of 2024, and it has become my new favorite backpack. My 5 favorite features are: number 1 is the carbon fiber frame with the adjustable harness system, including 2 inches of adjustment on the lumbar support. Number 2 is the ability to hook the lid of the backpack onto the top of the frame, eliminating sag. Number 3 is the full U-shaped zipper, allowing you full access to the entire contents of your backpack without creating a yard sale in the backcountry. Number 4 is the integration of the water bottle holder into the hip belt. And number 5 is the Pack Pannier. I'm going to go into a deep dive into each of these features, how they work, and why I am obsessed with this new backpack from Initial Acsent. Here we go!
All right, the next pack in the lineup, which is one I used primarily this year, is the Initial Acsent. This is the 5K bag on their carbon frame system. I know their carbon is made in the USA. I'm not sure about the rest of the pack. Some of the features I really liked about this pack was the fact that the lid hooks on to the top of the stays on their frame, and so it doesn't slide down, slide up. It stays put right here when I have it in day hunting mode, or if I don't need the full capacity of the bag. If I need the capacity, then it moves up over the snow collar and I have the full capacity of the bag. The other features I love about this pack is the bag itself. I felt like it was the most organized I could be with any of these 3 packs. It has this U-zipper here that goes into kind of a stretchy pocket mesh system here. That's where I kept all of my items that I needed throughout the day that I wanted to be able to pull out really quick. I kept those in there. The main pocket of the bag has a full U-zipper, which I find super convenient when I'm packing and unpacking. I can unzip it all the way, get to all my contents. When I go to load up to leave, I can strategically place everything, fold this back over, zip it up, cinch it down, and nothing shifts as I move. The other awesome feature is this extra zipper pouch. I would put other things that I would need, like when I'm glassing, my phone scope attachment if I'm carrying one of those, my binocular attachment, the little post thing that I use for glassing off of a tripod. I'd drop that in there. So I always knew where they were at and they were easy to find, and I wasn't rifling through the rest of my gear to find them. I also, when I'm out in the backcountry, I use a lot of the Kafaru pullouts or just any of those stash bags that most manufacturers make now to organize my smaller gear so that I could find them easily. This bag also only has 2 compression straps on the bag itself. So you clip in here, this goes to the frame, clip it in, you pull towards the frame, and that's what locks it in. Every once in a while I'd have one of these that comes loose, because if you put this is the tripod side of the pack, if you have your tripod in there and this is kind of at an angle, it'll slide out. So you just got to be a little bit cognizant of that and make sure that it's pulling straight on that, and then it locks in and doesn't move. Like I said, 2 compression straps there, 2 compression straps on the other side. They did make it convenient for you, and these bar tabs on the compression straps that go to the frame are color-coded orange. You can see this one here, and then on the frame itself it has an orange bar tack here, and that's how you know that these 2 buckles go together and you don't get them confused with the ones that go across the main part of the pack, like so. I love having these two compression straps over the main bag because that's usually where I put my weapon, and it makes it super quick and convenient to pop on and pop off. It does have a nice side stretchy pouch that you can put a water bottle in, which I didn't use for a water bottle much, but I would shove gloves or whatever into that pouch as needed. It has a full-length outside spotter pouch. Downside of having the pouch on the outside like this is you do get, as you can see, you get some of the wilderness that ends up in that pack, but to clean it out is tip it upside down, dump it out every now and again, and you're good to go. Side pouches are super cool. Once you get them on there, it doesn't slide around. You have one hand operation, so if you're holding a weapon in one hand, you can unzip the pouch, get what you need, whether it's a call, what have you, whatever you need that's in that pouch without setting your weapon down and like trying to two-hand do it. I really like that. They make a couple different sizes. I have the large and the small. I kept like my headlamp and stuff in the small one. And then the big one, a lot of times I would stuff my stocking cap in there, and it was easy to grab when I sat down if I needed it. One other thing I learned from the guys at Initial Acsent was I didn't have this pack system adjusted perfectly for my body this year. So when I was packing, it was a little bit uncomfortable. However, with this minor adjustment, it made all the difference in the world. I went out and hiked with it this way, and it was way more comfortable. It brought the weight up just a little bit, made the hip belt hit where it's supposed to on my hips instead of a little bit low. And it was as simple as this. This lumbar pad is adjustable. You have about 2 inches of adjustment, whether it's up or down, depending on your frame and your curvature of your back. I had it too far up because I simply took it like this, put it as tight as possible, and laid it in there, which made it ride just a little bit lower than I like it for me. What they showed me at Initial Acsent was, instead of going all the way up, you can adjust this to where it fits you perfectly. And is what I ended up doing is, instead of going as high as possible, I went as low as possible. And so I just tightened this down, Velcroed it back in place, and that's all that was needed to make this pack fit me way better than it did to start with. And now this thing is as comfortable as possible for me, and one of the most comfortable packs that I have used thus far. When you get your pack, make sure that you adjust it to fit your body the best possible. You have the lumbar adjustment that I just showed you. You also have the yoke adjustment, which is fairly simple. It's got one strap in the middle that holds everything in place, so you're not relying solely on the Velcro. And then this Velcro in the middle comes out. There's multiple different spaces you can adjust this to on the frame itself to fit your torso height, and then it also Velcros onto the frame. So the Velcro just kind of holds it in place. This strap keeps it from pulling away from the frame, and then this strap that goes through the frame itself and then Velcros back to itself makes sure that your yoke is going to stay in place throughout your hunt. I highly recommend that you play with the adjustments on this pack so that it fits your body perfectly, and that is going to make it for the most comfortable packing experience possible. This also doesn't have anything right here. So in September when it's hot and I sweat a lot, I sweated a little bit less because I had a little bit of airflow through the center. That being said, if you do have padding that goes all the way down, you're less reliant on your muscles to keep your back straight, and you can kind of push into this similar to like a weight belt or whatever, would decrease the strain on your lower back. I didn't have much of an issue with that. It was super comfortable, and I did enjoy the extra airflow that this provided, especially in the warmer months. There's two items that I didn't use this year that come from Initial Acsent. One of them is their water bottle holder, and the other one is their Pack Pannier. I'm going to show you how these go on the pack right now. And I really wish that I had used these this fall, but I didn't get the opportunity to. And I think they're items that you should definitely add to your cart when you're getting the Initial Acsent backpack. First off, this water bottle holder, it's super nice. It kind of holds its shape, and it gives a little bit of insulation to your bottle so that your cold water stays cold for a little bit longer. Super easy to fit on your bag. It's got a MOLLE type system on it with Velcro. You simply undo that. This water bottle holder goes right here on your waist belt, and you can put it on either side. I prefer to have it on my right side. Super easy to install. Simply undo the Velcro. You have this little section here that doesn't have any padding. That's where your water bottle is going to attach to. And the reason it doesn't have any padding is so that the hip belt kind of folds over the lumbar pack and makes it super comfortable. So what you're going to do, undo the water bottle holder. You slide it in like this, so it's sitting right there. You'll have one of these loops on the bottom of the hip belt. You simply take the Velcro, slide her through there, like so, and Velcro in place. This was much easier to install than the Stone Glacier one, which I used. This one is a lot nicer to use with their pack system, easier to install, and it fits the water bottle a little bit better without flopping around and maybe losing your water bottle like I did this winter. So that is their water bottle holder and how to install it. Super simple. The next thing is their Pack Pannier. And to do that, we're going to have to detach the bag from the frame, and it's super simple. 2 buckles on that side, 2 on the other side. You can leave these straps in place. Undo the lid. You're going to have to pop these 2 load lifter straps out of the frame, which is super simple. The pack comes off just like that. The way I used this fall was I just simply used it just like it is here. I used this one strap in the middle to strap my meat onto the frame and then simply put the bag over top. The pannier, however, is going to make packing meat way more comfortable. It is just a pannier of Cordura, with a bunch of buckles on it. And the way I'm going to run this in the future is I'm just going to have it sitting here on the frame. It does add a little bit of weight to the pack, but not that much. And I think the comfort and the versatility is worth it. This pannier does have a pouch here. So because the pack itself does not have a water bladder pouch in it, you could use this to throw your water in if you want to. It will make it a little bit more difficult to get to, but it is an option for you. So you got these 2 tabs. They go in the frame right here. When you first get your pack, these buckles have been really tight to get in here. But once you put them in and take them out a couple of times, they loosen up quite a bit. Just takes a little bit extra elbow grease those first couple of times. So you get your bottom in like that. Buckles here go into the top of the frame where your load lifter, my load lifter goes up here. You can adjust these to fit your torso size, but because my load lifters go in the top groove, I'm going to go into the second groove here. And like I said, the first couple of times you put these through, they're a little tight, but as soon as you do it a couple of times, it gets way easier. Now that I got that done, because I'm not going to use it, I'm just going to have it sitting here for when I need it. I'm simply going to clip these buckles together to keep it nice and tight on the frame, and then buckle this middle strap back in. Now I can put my pack back together. I got my frame hooked back in. Lid on. I'm going to put my load lifter straps back through the frame. And then buckle my pack, tighten her down, and I'm ready to go. And that is how I will set my pack up for my hunting, either day hunts or backpack hunts. I'm going to set it up just like that. And then when I'm ready to go pack meat, the panniard's already in place, ready to go. And it'll make it super simple to go from hunting mode to meat packing mode. And I'm going to show you exactly how we do that now. I've been hunting all day, got my animal down, it's ready to pack meat. You detach your pack from the frame, the 2 compression buckles on both sides, take your lid off, pop your load lifter straps out of the frame. Pack slides up and off the frame, and I have my pannier right here. Unclip it. We are now ready to load this up with our meat. This is going to simulate my meat bag. Set it on there. You then bring this pannier over top of it. Buckles strap into the top. Cinch those down nice and tight. Now I've got it sitting up a little bit below my lumbar, so it's going to be a little bit more comfortable to pack the heavy weight. And then these straps go, you can either go straight to here if you want to take your pack completely off and just pack meat with it, you can do that. Or if you're wanting to pack everything out with your bag, all your gear with you back to camp, then you just simply, once this is in place, bring your pack back up over top of it. Extend your compression straps. And what I'm gonna do is get them kind of just situated so that everything is even. So now I just kind of have it sitting there and I want to compress it. I'm going to start with the top because this is going to not only compress it down to the frame, but also kind of lift it up. So I'm going to start with this top one, get those snug, and then go back to the bottom ones, get those snug. When you're packing meat, the frame or the bag does not attach back to the frame. It just sits right here up against your meat. You're going to take your lid. You've got these straps here that you'll just extend out a little bit, however far you need to come up and over top of your bag. Clip back into the bag itself. And then I'm going to snug down these front straps just so everything stays in place. Reattach my load lifter. And now I'm ready to pack meat plus my gear back to camp or the truck, whichever one I'm going to. And that is how easy this bag is to go from hunting mode to packing mode. Very simple, very intuitive, and I really like that system. Initial Acsent does not put a bladder pouch in the bag itself. I wish there was one right here that I could slide my bladder in and it would hold it right there next to the frame. They don't do that. Instead, they opted to put the bladder system is in the lid itself, which can be convenient if you do run a bladder with a tube. If that's your preferred method, you can slide your bladder into this compartment on top. The hose comes out right here. You have a lot of extra room for your hose, and then it can go to whichever shoulder you prefer. I never use that because I don't use the hose, and I didn't put my water in the top pouch because I prefer to have it right between my shoulder blades. And so I would just set it in here, pack my gear around it, lock it in place, and I was good to go. It also has this super convenient pouch, which you can put your tags in here, which is what I did. It will fit the Kifaru tag wallet in there. It's pretty snug, but it does fit, and that's what I did. In the lid, it just has one big compartment, which I found was, with all the other compartments that this bag had, was plenty enough. I would just shove my gloves and hat or whatever in the top, stuff that I would get out multiple times a day, pull that out, put it back in, and it worked well for me. That's the Initial Acsent. I felt like the frame was super comfortable even when hauling heavy loads. So another thing you can do with this frame is they've got these hooks. This was originally designed for your rifle sling. You could stick it over and it would kind of lock it in place so your rifle's not trying to fall off your shoulder. However, you can also, once you get your meat on the pack itself, if you have other meat bags and you want to carry more, you can hook them onto here and pack them out with that. I was able to put half a mule deer quartered out, bone in, on this frame without using that and hiking out. I personally don't like having the meat hanging on my side and banging around, but if you're by yourself and you want to try and take your entire deer out in one trip, that is an option for you. These are sturdy enough to hold a lot of weight. Thanks for watching a review on the Initial Acsent 5K backpack. If you are looking to upgrade your system in 2025, do yourself a favor and check the Initial Acsent packs out. They do an excellent job of balancing performance and weight and making a streamlined pack that makes backpacking more enjoyable. Don't forget to use the discount code ElkShape for a discount on your next Initial Acsent purchase. We appreciate you stopping by. Till next time, have a great adventure.